Hi everyone, I'm Carrie from Stampin' Up, and I'm pleased to introduce you to Brusho Crystal Colour. This watercolor powder is an amazing product to add to your coloring toolbox. It will allow you to play with different techniques and create beautiful artistic watercolored looks on your projects. Before I show you how to use it, let me share some of the basic things you need to know. First of all, it comes in a package of 5 colors, just like this. The colors have Brusho names, but they coordinate beautifully with our Stampin' Up colors. We've got yellow, brilliant red, moss green, Prussian blue, and gamboge, which is a deep yellow-orange color. Each jar is about 15 grams, and that will last a long time because the color is so highly pigmented and concentrated. The powder is also very fine and it has a tendency to go airborne. So with that in mind, you'll want to protect your work surface with grid paper or scrap paper. And we found the best way to use these powders is not to even open the lid of the jar. Even the small jolt of opening the jar will cause a poof of messy colored dust. So instead, let me show you how to use these. Take your paper piercing tool or a thumbtack and simply poke 2 or 3 holes in the lid of your powder. It's almost like you're turning it into a little salt shaker. This will help control the amount of powder that comes out on your project, and it will keep everything nice and clean. When you're finished with your Brusho Crystal powder, you can put it back in the box and just put a piece of clear tape over the top to protect the powder inside. Now let's look at a couple of ways to use this. I'm going to use the Beautiful Day stamp set and show you a couple of different techniques. The basic technique to create a background is to put a layer or wash of water on a piece of watercolor paper. So I'm going to do that now with an aqua painter. Make sure you're getting lots of water. The more water that you lay down, the more this color is going to spread and move, and that's what we want. So after you get a good layer of water, take your powder and just kind of shake it on there and watch that color move. Isn't that fun? If you want to add some more water, you can. I'm just going to drop it with my aqua painter. Let's put some right in the middle there. Now the color in the jars already has a little bit of color variation for an authentic watercolor look, but if you want to, you can come back and add a second or third color if that's the look you're going for. You might want to use your aqua painter to move that color around a little bit, get it where you want it, and then let that dry. And once it dries, you can add a stamped image or another layer on top. One way to step up this technique is to heat emboss an image before adding your water and color. I've done that here with the butterfly from the Beautiful Day stamp set. I've heat embossed it with white embossing powder. So just like before, I want to add a layer of water everywhere, just all around that butterfly, everywhere where I want the color to be. And then again, I'll take my powder and just sprinkle, shake a little bit on there. And that embossing will almost act as a resist for the color. You have to let it sit for a minute and really watch that color do its thing. Once you do let it sit and once it dries, this is what it will look like on a finished project. We've added a little bit of the yellow powder pigment on there as well. Isn't that beautiful? So that's one way to create a background with Brusho, but Brusho can also be used to color in a focal point image. I've stamped the flower from the Beautiful Day stamp set ahead of time, and I'm going to take a clear block and shake a little bit of the Brusho powder onto the block. Kind of tap it to prevent it from spreading everywhere. This is the brilliant red color. And then again, I'll use my aqua painter to pick up a little bit of that color. Make sure to mix it with water and then apply it to my image. And you can watercolor, use the same watercoloring techniques you would use with our other watercoloring products. So lay down one layer of color, let it dry, and then come back and add some shadows and highlights. In fact, Here's one that I laid down one layer of color on before I started, so it's had time to dry. And then I can come back and just add some little shadows to give it more of an authentic watercolor look. So you can kind of see how that goes. And then once you get all of your color layered on there, this is what that image looks like on a finished project. You are going to be in awe of all of the amazing artistic looks you can achieve with this Brusho powder. Simply play and experiment. You will feel like a watercolor artist and be able to create beautiful cards and projects to give away. Contact your demonstrator or visit stampinup.com to order your set of Brusho Crystal Colour right away.